What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Sammy Socialite.
And this is your guy, JT.
And we are bringing you another spicy, hot, and all that episode of Hot Sauce, man.
I'd like to apologize to everybody. You know, we've been absent for about a few weeks.
You always apologizing to folks, and I'm not apologizing.
I mean, I'm the considerate one out of the both of us, you know.
Look, y'all support us. Y'all gonna watch when we drop. And we appreciate y'all.
We appreciate
and so
y'all.
here we are.
Here we are. So how you been, Sam? I know it's been a lot going on, you know. A lot of things.
A lot of things going on with you.
Me.
But since you always want to point the finger, I'm just gonna, pop me a little song, cause I finally got a new job in this bitch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Congratulations, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Cheers to the new chapters.
I'm finally about to do something that I really want to do, and I'm about to see the world.
Yeah.
So, yes, sir.
And fuck them kids, too.
Not
Charlie.
I'm gonna miss some of my little ones, but gotta do what I gotta do.
Yep. And for the administration, sorry, you're lost. Good luck dealing with the ghetto.
Meanwhile, JT, what's been new with you, my guy? Hold on, I gotta show him the
This is the first time the roles are flipped. Now he's dripped up. I'm just cozy down.
Show out the little Trey Young dude. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Shout out to my boy Trey.
Let's see. Niggas is changing locations and shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, I'm still being in the city, but some personal matters, some personal changes have popped up. For those that know, you know. Everybody else, I'll tell y'all whenever I feel like it. But just know I'm changing locations at this time.
We keeping secrets today.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I mean, it's not really a secret. Those that I've talked to about it, those that know. So it's like, it ain't really that much of a secret.
Man.
When I'm comfortable telling my hot sauce family, I will tell you. Sammy knows because like,
ooh.
Lane, tomato. I know.
Orange, banana, head of cabbage.
What the
lettuce.
fuck that? What the fuck is that?
We throwing all the veggies, all the fruit.
And I'm ducking down and all that shit.
Boy, who you think you are, Miles Morales?
I could be.
Too tall.
Too tall? You know such thing as no too tall,
like
nigga.
Pedrick Parkerton.
Pedrick Parkerton. So yes, as you can see, the second quarter is coming. There's a lot of changes that are going on for the hot sauce gang. As you can see, for myself and Samuel.
Is it about to be the off season?
I gotta go into rehab. Gotta go into rehab. I gotta get back in the I gotta get back in the hyperbolic time.
Pulling the Drake, and you gonna come back with a.
No, I'm pulling the Goku. I'm gonna be in the hyperbolic time chamber. I need to heal. I need to get myself together. I got stuff.
You need to spell Goku, bro.
Really, nigga?
Exactly. See, when you ask somebody to spell
Goku, Goku.
Shout out to
Dragon Ball Z, childhood.
DBZ, you know what I'm saying?
Childhood, you know.
Good gang, Trunks gang over here. Shout out my boy Trunks.
Which Trunks though? You talking
Future Trunks.
I'm about to say, bro.
I mean, little kid Trunks still better than Goten, but that's neither here nor there. But Future Trunks, that's my guy.
True. I'm about to say. I thought you.
That sword was that deal.
Oh no, he was a stepper. That boy was a stepper.
You already know these shoes. So, today on this podcast, we're gonna talk about a lot of interesting stuff. Yes, but I just want to start off with, I'm really excited today. I am getting the taste of what I really love doing, this week. I just got off the Wildin' Out set.
How was that?
It was crazy.
How was that?
They filmed 2 shows in 3 hours. So we got to see naked Nick Cannon because apparently he wanted to be a thought or hoochie daddy, as the word of the day is.
Shout out my bestie.
Yeah, Nick Cannon was a hoochie daddy, had his little shirt off or whatever. But you know, it was very funny. It was some Bel-Air. If you haven't been watching Bel-Air, the stars of Bel-Air, Jabari Banks and Jordan L. Jackson.
Oh shit, they were
Jay Jackson. It's Jordan something Jones. Jordan Jones. There we go. So that's Jazzy from the show.
Jeff.
And Jazzy Jeff, whatever. Jazzy from the show.
Okay.
And Will, you know what I'm saying? They were on the new squad.
You saw the season finale yet?
Of course I did. I know you haven't because
I
you
watched
was
it
busy.
Today. I watched it earlier day before.
Well, yeah, I definitely added that to the list. We're gonna talk about that in a second. Right. But Wildin' Out, crazy energy. It was the bomb. Like really, like seeing it. It's an 18th season. Of course, DC Young Fly was on there. You know,
bro, I didn't realize Wildin' Out has been on TV for like 18 seasons.
Bruh,
that's so crazy, bro.
It's crazy because you know they got canceled.
Yep.
Season 16, but then they came back, and so this was 18. And
but just thinking about it because I remember watching it. Like I clearly remember watching it, like
when it was in high school.
Came out. Yeah.
It came out when we were in high school, and it was very funny and still
very funny. Still funny too for sure.
I got plenty of laughs tonight. Mm-hmm. You know, right now they're doing old school versus new school, and so we had D-Ray. Like D-Ray was out there, and then you know DC Young Fly for the new squad. Justina, you know she always talking the same shit. I was talking about niggas' dicks. Nothing changed. But very funny.
Same shit, different.
Can't wait. I'm probably going again. If you want to go see Wildin' Out live and you in Atlanta for the next few days or whatever, last day, April 8th, hit me up so I can get you the links for the tickets. They're free and it's a dope show. You get to see 2 shows in one sitting. Crazy energy. Love it. And but like I said, the boys from Bel-Air were on there. And they were interesting. And Bel-Air, we haven't talked about that, I don't think, because, it might have been that long since we filmed, but it may not have been. But anyway, Bel-Air is, of course, the new age version of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Mm-hmm. Produced by, of course, Will Smith is a producer in that. Mm-hmm. And Westbrook Studios, which is owned by basketball player Russell Westbrook. Mm-hmm. His studio produced it. Is very, very deep. But it's not all American deep. Like, all American got deep, corny deep. Like Bel-Air, that shit is real. Like every piece of drama, every piece of comedy, every heartwarming moment, like you feel that shit deep to your heart. Like it's really real.
Like when I watched the season finale, I ain't gonna hold you. We're not gonna do no spoilers or anything like that. But like certain scenes that they had on the season finale, it cut deep. Not cut deep, but like it hit the heart. Like it's just some real.
I'm just gonna say shout out to Jabari Banks because
he held it down as well.
He played well, but we got to see so much of him throughout the season. But on the season finale, like we got to see him take it there. And
he took it there.
It was very good to see. He's a dope actor. So y'all need to watch Bel-Air. It's on Peacock.
This is one of those.
It'll be back for season 2.
Yeah, this is one of those reboots that actually was successful. It wasn't corny. Like when I first, when we first saw like the pictures, how it all looked, it looked all Americanish. But like once we got into the story, once we got into it, each episode got better and better and better and better. And like the storytelling was good, and also they also catered to some of the old school fans from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because if you actually really watch some of the episodes, if you catch some of the Easter eggs, or if you pay attention to small details, you'll be able to catch glimpses that will remind you of stuff that occurred on the old Fresh Prince. Like the episode before the season finale, when they had old school, their Aunt Vi and light skin Aunt Viv. And one of the paintings that new Aunt Viv did was a painting of OG Uncle Phil, which is James Avery. I didn't really pay attention to that until after the fact. And then also there's this certain mentions, like when Jeffrey and Uncle Phil got into it about Will finding out about his father, and how Uncle Phil mentioned how Jeffrey abandoned his son. Now, if you watch The Fresh Prince, then you'll remember that Jeffrey, at one point, Jeffrey's son had pulled up to him at the mansion, and they were hanging out. So I saw that. It was a shocker, but then when I remember watching The Fresh Prince when I was younger, that's when that memory kicked in. And so like it's a lot of neat Easter eggs, and also how there's similar storylines. It's much quicker. It didn't pick up fully. It didn't copy everything, word for word, like how the original Fresh Prince was. There's specific certain storylines they took from the old Fresh Prince, and they used it all in the first season. But it sounded new, it sounded fresh, and also fit the current present world that we're living in today. And it was incredible. I love it. And cinematography was great. Every single last person was great. And also the representation of a black family, a dark-skinned black family, was represented very well. And I'm just excited to see how far they can take it with Bel-Air, where they're going to go with it. What they can do. I'm excited. I'm all in.
With all that being said, you forgot the most important part about the show, that is what makes me want to watch it, is the characters have the same names, but they are different. They're not the same characters that were on the First Prince of Bel-Air. Like each character, like even like JT said, of course they pick certain storylines from the old show to make new and blah blah blah, but just like the characters are different. Like Carlton is not the same Carlton that we had on the original. Hillary is completely a different character.
That's complete 180.
And it's so refreshing to see, because Hillary's character is really,
I really enjoyed her
amazing.
Storyline.
Like
I enjoyed her storyline.
She's one of the dopest characters on the show. And they actually, it's a real TV show. Like Fresh Prince really focused on Will. They had stuff with Carlton and stuff, every now and then with the parents, but this show gave you 50 minutes every week talking about every character's thing, except for baby Ashley, who I know on season 2 is going to have a much bigger role. They did a few things with her on certain episodes, but she was the character that kind of got lost in the reboot. Jazz character, very dope and much different than the original Jazz, simply because this guy is inspirational. And Jazz was just a goof. Like this new Jazz dope.
It's almost like Jazz and Hillary's storylines were both similar, like 180. Like how Jazz and old school Fresh Prince was a doof.
And Hillary was a
dumb.
No, she was an idiot.
And this version of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is completely flipped.
Like they're both pretty intelligent.
And like I said, I think Hillary's storyline, as far as her trying to find her own way, be her own person, that's also one of the other favorite storylines that I have on there, because we're not saying this because she's also content creator on that, but it's like she's trying to get freed under her parents' shadow, and she wants to be independent, be herself. So,
and she bad as fuck. And
bad as fuck too. My homie actually knows Coco Jones too.
I'm going to see Coco Jones on Friday at Wildin' Out, because she'll be there next Friday. So I'm definitely gonna go see her
for sure.
Because yes, beautiful brown, dark, and chocolatey.
Also love Aunt Viv's storyline too.
I love her too. And Uncle Phil is the least lovable character, and he was mean on Fresh Prince, but also lovable. He was funny. He was goofy. I honestly don't. I think they do a good job making us want to like Uncle Phil.
Okay,
and,
that's what that was.
And
it feels like
it's a roller coaster with him, similar to the roller coaster that we had to go through with Carlton.
Oh yeah, because at first niggas hated Carlton in the beginning.
Well, you had no choice but to, because again, they're two completely different characters from this new age and the old school. And Carlton was on some F shit, and that's why what happened to him happened, and now we're seeing what the real Carlton. Just cheers, because I'm in a good mood, you know.
Yeah, and I like this. I like that though. How in the middle of the season everything pivoted, so now Will helped Carlton out, and it was so dope to see how, as the season was coming to close, how much closer Will and Carlton have gotten. I mean, you still see Carlton still struggles and have his moments of Will just
and messy as Ashley. Okay. Again, the season finale was very funny, but her messy, but talking about. You need to watch your crown.
Like, I saw that. I was like, what are you talking about?
Not you trying to stir up something.
What is you talking about, man?
Anyway, but yes, so since we're talking about Will Smith already, because of course, you know, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I honestly am at the point, like all of us are, where it's a very exhausting topic. However, it is definitely worth talking about, because just not have seen the moment live, because who was watching the Oscars? Like, nobody. People were watching the Oscar because they wanted to see Beyonce perform per usual. Yeah. And so a lot of people actually missed this live, but you know, Chris Rock telling jokes, made a G.I. Jane joke about Jada Pinkett Smith, and Jada didn't like it very much. Will decided that he was going to walk on stage and smack Chris Rock. But the real ugly part of the whole incident for me, not necessarily the slap. I mean, I think you can. The slap can be discussed differently, but my biggest embarrassing part was when he went back to his seat and started yelling, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth." Because honestly, if you gonna hit somebody, you tell them that to their face after you hit them, like to them. You don't have to go back to your seat and make a show. And then he said it twice, and he was yelling. It was awkward. It was very awkward. Even if you feel like he was justified, blah blah blah. Just awkward. It's not the time to be yelling like that. The slap was already enough. People didn't know what to do with the slap. But then you sitting up there yelling like that.
We didn't even know if it was real or not until we saw the uncut footage from when they showed it overseas. And they showed what he was saying. I was like, oh, that was real. Like, when I first saw the smack on TV, it was like, wait, what? And I saw it, was like, this nigga smacked him? I was like, the way it looked, it's like, I don't know if it's real, I don't know if it's fake, because as y'all know, a lot of times, Hollywood they always like to do, they like to stage shit, you know, Chris Rock and Will are actors and shit like that, so you can't really just believe everything, but then just seeing certain footage, seeing how people responded, especially hearing that audio, bruh, I was like, oh, this shit was real. And so
it was just really over dramatic to me, honestly.
I mean,
and I don't care what y'all think at home or who's right or wrong.
I'm over that shit now.
Personally, I don't say there was a right and wrong person in the.
That's what it seems like.
In the thing, at the end of the day, Chris Rock's doing his job. I mean, you can. Again, this is the shit that pisses me off about how the world and the generation and social media moves. Like, so many think pieces about, oh, that's not right because Jada has alopecia. Well, I promise you, just because Jada has talked about her alopecia does not make it widespread public knowledge. People do not know. Everybody does not know that The general population.
Yeah.
Don't know that.
I saw that a lot of people just now finding out that she had that. I know myself.
Honestly,
that's not really something that's really talked about.
Honestly, the joke was funny. I mean, you can't, like, people say, oh, it don't even make sense because G.I. Jane came out so many years ago. Well, guess what? They're making movies to continue movies that happened years ago. Are y'all forgetting that they just had Coming to America 2, and Coming to America came out in the early 90s or the 80s? I actually think Coming to America came out like 89 or something.
Yeah, like in the late 80s.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, you can't say that. And G.I. Jane 2 would slap. And I think, honestly, Jada, if that didn't go down like that, Jada could have made a movie money. Like, her and Demi Moore could have definitely linked up and did G.I. Jane 2, bro. Mm-hmm. Cause she got the look, and however she has the look, whatever.
Right. I mean, it seemed like it was more like it's a very complex situation because outside of what was going on, like I don't know if you saw it, but there might have been some ongoing issues already ahead before,
right, but
when Chris Rock he hosted Oscars in 2016.
We're not giving him nothing.
Huh?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I'm talking about shit.
Nope, hang up the phone.
So in 2016, when I think they was doing an Oscars So White boycott, and I think Jada was part of it, and Chris Rock was there. They asked Chris Rock to go to the stage, and do what he does best, and he made a slight joke.
Yeah, Jada boycotting the Oscars. Is she on a TV show? Exactly. It's ha ha ha.
He was basically saying, how can you boycott something that you weren't invited to? And so, it could be a lot of things. Because I know we don't know. Also, outside of that being an issue, there's also, Will having to sit there and take all those jokes and everything that everybody's been throwing at him and his wife and his family about, their open marriage, shit with August Alsina. And, at first you saw Will was laughing at the joke, but then he looked and he saw Jada wasn't really pleased with it. He had to take matters into his own hands, and he slapped him. You can't really get mad at Will for doing that because he's just defending his wife.
At the end of the day, I just left. Again, I left an event wilding out. We knew what we was getting into. Of course, they joked on people in the crowd. Talked about this girl.
I know that.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, get over it. Ha ha ha. It's comedy.
The thing ain't getting over it. It's just, as a comedian, folks have a right to do whatever it is that they want to do.
Well,
you can say what you want to say.
I hope Jada don't never see this because I'm gonna talk shit about her too.
Everybody been talking shit about her, even on social media. So, and this is why it's so weird why everybody's being so weird about canceling other celebs and just playing God with other celebrities when all the people criticizing Will for acting how he's acting, and then Black Twitter just pulling up motherfucking folks past and shit. I understand why.
The pussy must be really good. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying, bro, you have a right. This is the thing that keeps getting missing from everybody. The people that be defending, Chris Rock, saying that, it's hard to be a comedian, this, that, and the third. Look, nobody's saying that. As a comedian, you have the right to tell whatever jokes that you want to tell, be as offensive as you want to be with your jokes and stand on it. The thing is, people keep missing is that, yes, of course you have a right to joke on somebody. However, that person you joke on, they also have the right to do wherever it is that seems fit. And if it means coming up to you and slapping you in the face, then, hey, this is what it is. That's part of your job. And that's the part where you got to take that. If Will has to take the joke, then, hey, Chris Rock got to take it and slap in the face for it. So, I'm just saying, fair trade.
Boo, tomato.
And no tomato. But yeah, this is weird though. I'm over the whole thing because it's like all the white people try to make it big more than what it really actually was. It just surprised they seen black business being presented in a way because the slap happened at the Oscars in front of everybody, and it's just uncalled for them. But in the real world, shit like that is normal. And just seeing the amount of black people that just cooning it up, trying to shit on Will Smith, that's just so crazy, man. That is so crazy. And just seeing Black Twitter also trying to play God and, you know, pull people's past up, while at the same time, when all those jokes came out about, you know, Will's open marriage, Will and Jay's open marriage, all this, I seen all that shit, everybody was involved in the jokes. Like, there's a lot of people who I remember seeing when all that shit happened during that time, who was clowning on Will, making them memes, clowning on that whole thing, trying to play God and shit on other celebrities and just act like, this, like, they're trying to burn the whole celebrity shit down. And you weren't really burning nothing down. Half of that shit doesn't really even hold any type of weight. It's just a bunch of folks on Black Twitter who just want attention for themselves. Like, it was silly. It's counterproductive. The shit's stupid as hell. It's like, shit is lame. It's just, I'm just over the whole thing, because it's just the whole thing. Everything about the whole smack it was funny at first, but then it went from being funny, went from being lame to now just being it's unnecessary now, because it's like it's too many unnecessary ass opinions, too many people who should shut the fuck up, and it's just ridiculous. Like, bruh, this shit.
Like you.
No, like you.
I ain't say nothing.
You said something though.
Nope.
Yes, you did.
Ha ha ha.
So that's what it means. You're saying ha, nigga.
Ha ha ha.
Alright, bro.
Don't slap me. You ain't gonna do it.
Who was that to?
Whoever.
That sounds like you trying to bait a motherfucker to give you 5 fingers to the face.
Anyway, put the list up. What you going to next, Dicko?
Alright, let's see what we can talk about. Let's talk about your guy. Well, your former guy.
Nigga, this ain't no sports show. We ain't talking about that.
You talking about that?
No, I already talked about that. Don't eat a sports chat. Next subject.
You sure?
Yep.
You don't want to talk about how y'all just threw that all that way? Just got rid of Matt Ryan?
Talk about it for what? Niggas going. He's not here.
I mean, hey, I'm just saying. It's so crazy seeing Falcons fans trying to blame Matt Ryan when.
I'm not finna talk about that. So, Big Latto over here.
We talk about Big Latto now, so she doesn't want to talk about that.
Nothing to talk about. You want to hear my comments on that? Or watch Eat a Sports Chat.
Yeah, well, he can.
Well, Latto dropped her new album, and
What are your thoughts on it?
I did listen to it. It's pretty good. I mean, I like Latto, so.
I like Latto too. This is Hot Sauce is Team Latto since day one.
Love Latto.
She's her. She can rap her ass off, talented,
Yes.
and I'm happy though she got that look from Mariah Carey. You know that remix is coming.
Mariah, darling.
But she got that look though.
The vocals is not there anymore, so we're gonna stop trying to do that.
She got that look. She got the good. She got
Yeah,
the look.
I mean, she got the nod. I mean, but at the end of the day,
I'm excited for that though. She got the nod. That's
at
what
the end of the
matters.
day, the song's still rising up the charts. Like people are loving Big Energy, and so Latto is one of the artists that uses her Twitter, and she actually talks to people and talks her mind on Twitter, and she basically was just saying that a lot of people really didn't understand what she was doing with. Sorry, a lot of people didn't understand what she was doing with Big Energy because it was pop, and she hadn't done pop. Like, she was a hard rapper, and people loved that. But I appreciate her understanding that in order to reach all people, you have to sometimes step outside your comfort zone. And she did that. Big Energy was a cute little song. Her album is not all gutter. It's nice, but it's not like she went Nicki Pop. Like, the album is still hard.
Right.
Willie with 21 Savage, hard. Like she got some tracks, but she basically had an interview right before the album dropped, where she was discussing that there's been some male artists that give her a hard time for not basically offering them sex and sexual favors type shit for features. And apparently she said it was somebody that was on her album, and I guess he was still on the album. And it's some features on the album. There was speculation about who it was, you know.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was like Nardo Wick because he new to the game. You know, he sounded like he would say something like that. But your boy, Kodak Black, he had an interview talking about he be asking female artists to basically do some shit if they want to feature for him.
Yeah, this shit gonna come back to haunt him. And plus, not to mention his past.
Yeah, not looking too good. But
the thing is, that shit kind of quiet down now.
But the album drops.
Yeah, the album is amazing.
She did a freestyle to UGK, to the players, International Players Anthem beat.
Smoked it,
and she did great. And so yeah, Team Latto, wish you the best, girl.
Listen, the album 777 is crazy. Like both the intro 777 part 1, part 2, them shits is the hardest ones. Those are my favorite joints. Willie's hard, Sunshine's hard, where her, Wayne, and Gambino. That shit was hard. I like that one a lot. Like a Thug with her and Durkio, Stepping with her and Nardo.
Of course she like.
Bust out her Kodak, Southside, her, paying homage to WAP.
Everything's good.
Beat. Whole thing good.
Everything. Good job, Latto. Yeah.
Great job. Fuck with the hot sauce fan, man. One day come on our show and fuck with us, man. We team Latto on this bitch, man.
Yo.
Love the show you love the interview, you kick it. Give you some of that hot sauce, you feel me?
Well, got one more.
One more? Alright, I got an idea. Since we talked about it earlier about what's going on with us as we are going into the second quarter of 2022 and all these changes that are going on. You know, it's safe to say it's a me season. It's me season for me, it's a me season for you. I would like to get, you know, a bit more of your perspective of what that means for you as far as, you know, with all these changes going on, me season when you're dealing with the friends, feeling with growing, getting into the career you want to get into. You know, I've seen you be vocal a lot about, you know, friendship and shit like that. And there's certain similar things that I deal with on a daily basis as well, like you. And so just what does it look like for you going forward as you're walking into this me season for you? You talk about your shit and I talk about my shit.
I want you to start and talk about yours.
Okay. All right. Well, sorry, let me.
Animal. Animal.
A little bit. But as far as for my me season, I think for me it's just with everything that's been going on, it's just a reminder for me to just get back focused on building the brand, you know, just network brand. Also just just doubling down on my work. Just making sure that my physical, my mental, and my spiritual, everything's all in line. And just making amends with old situations that pretty much, I'm trying to figure out how do I say this. Trying to make amends with old situations that unfortunately were used as collateral, you know, thanks to, you know, life and such. Just making amends with the decisions that were made at that time, making amends with myself, and just, you know, allowing myself to heal, allowing myself to, you know, just take things one day at a time and just Also, just getting refocused and rededicated towards me, making sure that I'm tripling down on building my business. I'm just making sure I'm rebuilding my foundation, because foundation was a little shaky. Then certain situations happened and that foundation crumbled. And so now I gotta fix the foundation. I gotta get that right, and just making sure I take accountability for myself more, which I have no problem with taking accountability for myself, but just taking more accountability for my decisions, my actions. Like I said, making peace with everything that's transpired throughout the first quarter of 2022, and just taking the lessons that I've learned from each situation, growing from each situation, and just taking things one day at a time, and just giving myself more props to know that, hey, you're doing the very best that you can. And look, certain things in life happen that are out of your control. It doesn't matter how much you try to do. Certain things happen for a reason, and right now, shit's happened to where it's out of my control. There's a bigger reason for it, but I don't know that reason yet. But we're gonna find that out later on down the line, whether it's the end of this year, whether it's the next couple months, whether it's sometime next year. But my me season is just focusing on me again. Falling back in love with me, falling back in love with the process. Looking forward to all the new things that are coming in this season, because I do feel that although it feels as though it's a loss, it's also I'm making room. Things here from past chapter that no longer serve me, and as I'm moving forward into this new life that I'm walking into, that to make sure that I'm making room for all the blessings, all the prayers, all the affirmations, all the things I've written about, talked to God about, prayed about, manifest, worked for. I have to make more room for that. Right. So that way, when I get the things I want, which I'm gonna get them, I have no doubt in mind I'm gonna get them. When everything starts falling in line and I get the things I've prayed for, worked for, I can just look back at everything that took place within this year and beyond, and just really realize things happened the way it did. And as far as what the future holds, certain questions that I've talked to God about constantly during this time, only time will tell in the future, through life as it progresses, through my intentions, through other people's intentions, how we move. Only time will tell. Only time will reveal those answers to me. So for now, until then, I have to just really let go of everything. I mean, of course, more the things that I've lost that look like losses, or more the things I've lost from this previous season of life. To just know there's still unresolved emotions from there. That it's just some things that I have to work on my own as I'm moving forward, and that's just my responsibility. Of course, I realize with the whole healing process journey that really you're not really fully healed. You know what I'm saying? You don't just heal and it won't go away. Like, even just dealing with certain feelings and emotions, no, it's like a roller coaster. It's like, on some days you're gonna be feeling good, on some days you're not gonna be feeling your best. And all you can do is you have to let go. Like, you gotta move on, you have to let go. And you have to accept it, and you have to live with it, no matter how hard it gets. And believe me, it's been some very difficult moments where I had to be with myself. I had to really sit with things I've said, things I've done. I'm like, and it still fucks with me to this day. But I have to let it go in order for me to grow, to learn from my mistakes, in order for me to do better the next go around. Because if I don't let go of those unresolved emotions, I'm gonna become a shell. You become a shell of myself. Well, you can become a shell of yourself. And there's just certain things like from this experience I'm dealing with, I can see why certain people turn out to be the way they are. Because it's a tough experience. It's really tough. And it's like, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling at all. But one thing is for certain, I refuse to allow life to beat me down, take my joy, do whatever. Like it's walking into the unknown is so scary, but it's so fun too, because you never know what it is that you're gonna get when you walk into a new chapter of life. Shoot, that one thing you might have asked for like 4 or 5 years ago that you might have forgotten may come to life then. May come to fruition then. Like certain things you've written down, you talked to God about, you prayed about, can actually come to life in that new chapter that you're walking into the unknown. And that's pretty much my me season. I'm walking into an unknown. All I have now is myself, and my brand I'm working on. So it's just all about just start from scratch, starting new, starting fresh, making amends with the past, and just moving forward knowing that the future's for me lives in my way.
Well, good luck to you on your me season, and I hope you get everything together and everything you want.
What about you, man?
As far as me, my me season is just about me standing on my 2 feet, showing all these hating ass bitches that I can do what I say I'm gonna do, and that's what's gonna happen, It's just come time in your life where, like, opposite of what Jay Tee going through right now. I mean, I'm just pushing forward. I'm not starting over, from scratch or whatever. I'm just pushing forward, just being the best me I can be. Show the world that once again, Sammy Socialite is gonna stand strong, and I'm always gonna succeed. And Jay Tee gonna be right there with me. He just got a little more stuff he gotta do.
Yeah.
But we gonna make sure we see it through together, because we family. That's what we do.
Family season 3.
My me season is about me. I'm gonna be that nigga. That just is what it is.
The niggas. You should fuck us.
Phil, Son, T, Tim's.
It's getting warm out, and there's no need to be wearing Tim's, my brother.
You know them New York folk wear Tim's in the summertime.
True.
But you already know who it is. It's your boy, Sammy Socialite.
This is your guy, Just Jay Tee.
We gonna make sure we get to y'all again very soon before I leave, because I finna be out of here.
Yeah, man. We got some changes going on. Trust me, we still gonna bring you that hot sauce, but we making big moves and big plays. And it's not only for us, but it's also for y'all. It's for the sauce, for the pie.
Yes, sir.